28th time. Be me 2018. In a mall shop bin. Have to take a shit. Pop a squat. Bored out of my mind. Can't shit. Come on, get out. HNNNNG. Rabbit turd. Gonna be here a while. Pull out model 69. Happy I have a toilet gun. Mirroring my baby. Checking for anything wrong with her. She's fucking perfect. Bowel movement finally. Brown snake in a toilet. Clean self up. Legs are asleep trying to get off toilet. Struggle. Grabbed cripple assistance bar to help me up. Boom. Fucking North Dakota into the restroom toilet. People screaming. Get my fucking pants on and run out a bathroom with others. Pretend I know nothing and act scared with all the other folk that I heard gunshot. Go home. PTSD of embarrassment has caused me to get a tic every time I remember incident. 29th time. Basic training, finished urban training with blanks. Clear rifle in front of DS. Begin 12 meters ruck back to the base. Bored as shit for 3 hours. Constantly switch selector back and forth between. Safe and fire. Even put pressure on trigger a lot, bringing it to the edge of the break, but never firing it. Get to the base, everyone is online in PTs ready for inspection before lights out. I clear my rifle before DS walks in and see brass fly out. Bunkmate sees it too. He holds my rifle as I make a dead sprint to the latrine to throw the blank away. Get back online as DS walks in. 30th time. Be me. Get cheap laser sight and flashlight off a range boomer. Probably shit tier Chinese trash but free. Install it. Spend afternoon zeroing my sights on my R. Eat a dinner. Go back outside in the dark realizing I never zeroed the laser sights. Laser looks fucking awesome at night. Far as the eye can see a full stove goes across my yard. Point it into the field to see how far it goes. North Dakota into a cow. 31st time. Be me. Chilling out in dorm. Practicing my slide on my pistol. Pulling slide back and letting it go real quick. Watching bullets eject is fun. I wonder if I can slide it while the trigger is pulled. Without even thinking, just pull the trigger. North Dakota into my oil heater. Immediately throw gun across the room into my clothes basket. Half an hour goes past, nobody has come to my room. Lucky I got away with it. 32nd time. Begin M9 cleaning process. Trigger is stuck for some reason. Why won't the trigger move? Squeeze it really hard. Nothing happens. Stare at M9 like retard for 15 seconds. Oh, the safety. Click safety off. Blam. 33rd time. Black powder season. Been out all weekend. Last day, about to leave empty-handed. Rainy off and on. Using my uncle's gun. Tells me to pop it into the ground so he can clean it when we get back. Click. Turn to my uncle. Hey Roy, bang. Fire a round right next to his foot. Moisture. Fucked up the cap and it second hang fired. 34th time. Walking in back pasture with buddy. I have my 50s Winchester 94, he is borrowing my old Neff single 20. Looking for hogs or anything moving really, but get bored and start shooting bottles and anything else we can target. I just shot, ran the action, and loaded a new round. Dropping the hammer to half cock so we can continue walking, my thumb slips off the hammer. It fires into the dirt less than 2 feet in front of my buddy, he is showered in dirt clods. 35th time. Be me. Had just gotten my first gun from my dad. It was a Marlin .22, got a box of ammo too. Play around with it in my room. Loading the mag, cycling the action and watching the rounds fly out. Older brother gets home from work. Hey, check out my new gun. Shoot his lunchbox out of his hand. 22nd time. I heard a noise on the balcony. Grabbed my gun, custom SIG P365 9mm Federal hollow point. Tripped. Squeezed the trigger. Fired a hole through 3 feet of wall, into and out of my fridge, it bounced off the floor and buried itself in some wood. 23rd time. Be me, college kid lives at home. On Zoom called Rye firing my new Glock 17 with no magazines because high cap mags didn't come with. Mic muted video off. Remember I have one spare 9mm round. Drop it in the chamber, aim down sights, take it out. Rinse and repeat. Drop it in the chamber, close the slide, set the gun down. Answer question asked of me on Zoom class. Mute mic, pick up Glock, continue dry fire practice. Bang. First shot of the gun was North Dakota through my desk frame into the wood trimming of my room. Ears ringing. Open the door to my room, and my brother just looks at me and calls me a fucking idiot. Start laughing and explain to him how retarded I was and to never tell anyone ever lmao. He tells me and sounded like a large textbook hitting the ground. To this day none of my friends know. I now have 2 19-round Glock mags and 3 10-rounders. Keep my Glock loaded 90% of the time. Chalk up the North Dakota to a one-off and triple check every time I dry fire practice. 24th time. Walk into motorcycle dealership and inform the staff that I am carrying, concealed. Strike up conversation with parts counter guy and once again inform him that I am carrying, concealed. Wanted to show him how easy I can field strip my Glock 19. Pull out gun, rack slide, drop mag, and pull trigger to disassemble. Round goes off and buries into wooden table in middle of store. 5th time. Showing a friend how to use it. No idea how but a round got chambered. Show him how the trigger works, pull trigger. Shoots round into floor in the same place as before. 6th time. Thought maybe the house was haunted. Grab a cig. Physically clear it, rack the slide 3 times, with no magazine in. Pull trigger at the same hole. Round goes off. 7th time. Friend brings over a used Glock, wants me to look over it. I grab it and pull the trigger without clearing it. Didn't even realize the thing was loaded. 8th time. Friend brings over his transferable Mac 10. I had no idea how open bolt guns worked. He's showing it off to me. I put a loaded maggot and decided to try and release the bolt. I thought it shot from a closed bolt. Pulled the trigger for some reason. Shot 3 rounds into my wall. 9th time. Me, LCPL, 2111 Small Arms Repair, USMC Reserves. 1. Officers go to range for pistol qualifications. I'm the armorer on deck. Officers lined up at firing line listening to course of fire. Dark green skipper promptly shoots ground at his feet. I have to give him another round. Dickhead should have had that round count against his score. 2. Roll into the armory one day and everyone is oddly quiet. Smell burnt powder. People are rubbing their ears. See chipped concrete floor. Armorers carry loaded M9s and Sarge fucking popped one inside the armory. That information never left the armory, so no one got in trouble. 26th time. Spent all day cleaning and removing an engine from an exhaust fan in my kitchen. Finished tired and angry at 1 a.m. Hop in my bed cause I had class at 8 a.m. Then out of nowhere my dog starts losing his shit and goes to my deck. I grab my shotty with 4 in the tube and open my deck door. I proceed to rack my welfare classic Maverick 88 with one hand thinking I was a badass scaring off the bad guys. Whatever that was there ran off and I walk back and thinking I protected my castle. I proceed to walk into my kitchen to quench the thirst of the king. I point my scepter at the cabinet and dry fire. Boomy. All that fine china, gone in a flash. I was so tired that I forgot to check the chamber. I proceeded to feel like a retard for the next couple months and still get shit for it to this day. Don't be me, be smart and practice common sense. 27th time. Hanging out having a few drinks, decide to watch Sicario 2 again. Get to the part where Benicio straight murders the guy in the street. Him like a much less spelled version of HIM Portuguese ID alien with a little Malta thrown in. Usually unload my firearms when libations are present, but I had some weirdo FedEx guy give the stink eye earlier. Yeah pal, let me see some ID hour on my fucking property. Go to recreate the bump fire scene and AD 4 times in a row. Be me, tank driver. Hot day today. In fact has been hot entire week. No shower for a long time. Blyet, turn on the fans. All fans broken, except the C and B fan. Cool breeze on my Kremlin domes. Smell hits me immediately. Tank starts filling with the potent thick miasma of fermented dick cheese, unwashed unwiped ass crack and stale piss. All hatches closed because of drones, except the commander's. Commander flees in terror, hatch slams shut behind him. Hatch rusted, won't budge. Not like this ho-holes find another undamaged tank. Only find a few corpses with gunshot wounds to the temple. Be me. Work at a SIG elite dealer. Constantly forced to shill their products. I'll proceed to list a few such cases thus far. P365. There's nothing inherently wrong with the handgun, but we have them getting returned all the time with dead triggers. The newest generation, the 365 macro, is very literally broad and all the time on work orders due to malfunctioning parts. Pro tip: just wait for SIG to release the macro frame module and slap an XLX slide on it to save money. The so-called ported slide does fuck all for recoil in actuality. MCX Virtus. An overpriced, overweight piston-operated gun that after about 1,000 rounds will start to wobble and rattle due to shitty fitment. Our range MCX are constantly being worked on by our armorer. Rattler Copperhead. A cheap cash grab by SIG to sell smaller MCX MPX. P320. You know, the gun that would fail the hammer drop test all the time a few years ago? Still does. Whenever people bring it up, we just defend it by saying something about newer generations being updated or some other nonsense. The Milwaukee PD is actually in the process of being sued due to so many negligent discharges related to them. Not to mention, when we run SIG handgun courses, we usually have to keep a few spares on standby because there's always going to be one or two that break down mid-class. SIG Cross. It's a cool rifle in concept, but it's very simply a shitty action. It's as gritty and poorly machined as a fucking Ruger American. Any guy who has been around bolt-action rifles for a while usually cringes when they run the bolt. SIG Optics. Literally just Premier's Holosun tier optics, but with shitty warranty. We're forced to sell them as if they're on par with Eakek, Gamepoint, and Nikon. I'll now proceed to list the only decent guns SIG makes. P226. P229. P220. MPX. In short, fuck SIG. There's nothing I love more than taking their money and recommending people other companies' guns. The suppressor is said to actually reduce user gassing. Not either of you presently engaged in a slap fight. But another data point. Be me. Cocktails this weekend. Bump into family friends. Both are work cops. He's ex-cop, she's upper echelon of her department. He was head of SWAT for local city, Pacific Northwest area, 150,000 people plus. While he was head of SWAT, they moved from Arkansas style to HK 416. He mentioned that shooting performance improved post 416. Specifically scores, qualifying scores, and live fire scores. Scores went up across the team when they moved from gas gun to piston gun. They run suppressors on their rifles. He also mentioned that several on his team indicated less stuff blowing back. Be me. Firearm enthusiast. Been told I've got a natural talent for it. Been told I should go into competition. Average 24 hits in a 25 clay round. MFW, I'm a Britbong. MFW, I'm a poor fag Britbong who can't afford a shotgun license or safe. MFW, the only hope I have is to get to the States like Ian Harrison. MFW, American GF broke up with me. MFW, unvaxxed and can't enter into the USA. Anons, this pain train is seemingly unending. I just want to own a small enough arsenal to rival the Mexican armies, and I fear whilst the rest of the world has forgotten about COVID, Canada and the United States seems to be hell-bent on making people COVID schizos.